Hello everyone, and welcome to a game Inspired versus Lucifer. This game taking place here on Tidehunters 1.2. Inspired spawning as the blue human player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Lucifer spawning as the yellow undead. Never fails. Start a cast and have to sneeze. Alright, let's go ahead and break things down in this 1v1 matchup as things are getting underway. Altar of Darkness, Crypt opening things up here. Necropolis training up, cranking out those acolytes. Pretty standard opening so far. No tavern heroes from either side. Let's go ahead and just, hurry on to that 2-minute mark. Figure out what strategies these players will be using. It will be an Archmage coming in from Inspired. Meanwhile, a Lich first coming in from Lucifer. So a Lich first really becoming much more popular to get, a stronger Frost Nova, a much more damaging hero early on, getting that range a little bit early on, and then having the Death Knight becoming that follow-up support hero as well. Archmage quickly goes up to the Forest Troll High Priest, going to try and clear things up. I believe ghouls are going to be trying to make their way around here. Second Water Elemental will need to be dropped here, as there are plenty of ghouls now out here onto the battlefield. One Water Elemental now down. There's another Water Elemental taking its place. And, are we going to see an item picked up? There we are. It is going to be Devotion, or a big Frost Nova finds one peasant down, as Lucifer already coming across to, punish what is going on here. Skeletal minions also popping up. There goes another peasant as well. More damage still getting racked up. There goes another Frost Nova. Lich is trying to just take down as many units as possible, as the Water Elemental here right on the ramp still alive here. Low hit point Ghoul going to get taken out. Is the Lich going to go after? Yes, goes after another unit there. Water Elemental turns back into a puddle. Lich needs to try and get away. May not be able to easily do so, as the Militia and Footmen are looking to engage. There's a Frog, and it's going to get taken out. Rod of Necromancy charge, another one could be used. Archmage comes around from the far side, looking to put in a pressure onto a low hit point Ghoul, as that Ghoul tries to retreat all the way back home. Archmage already sitting at level 2. Inspired looking at looking to be in a good position so far. Lich is not trying to not trying to expo, instead teching the tier 2 quickly. Meanwhile, the Archmage is coming across, going after this gargantuan sea turtle creep camp, and going after these giant sea turtles first. The giant sea turtles do deal decent damage, 28 to 37 damage already, and with their medium armor, they end up taking more damage from the militia and the peasants. So always good to go after these giant sea turtles first, since the damage on the gargantuan sea turtle, is noticeable. But at the same time, if you can remove those weaker high points of damage from the battle quickly, that's always a good safe call. Archmage going to pick up a Potion of Greater Healing here, and perhaps try and set up an Expo as well. He also needs an Arcane Vault to try and heal up all of these low hit point units. Arcane Vault actually back all the way home here, and this may actually get Lucifer a little bit confused. An Expo is in play. You can see that there's no tech to tier 2, and with no tech to tier 2, this is the normal Expo location. You can see that the Lich went off across there, expecting there to be an expansion attempt, but didn't find it. Archmage, on the other hand, has picked up a Clarity Potion, and then now bringing back this Scroll of Regeneration for all of these low hit point peasants and other units here. All right, going to go ahead and drop that regeneration here. We're going to see a skeletal minion try to push his way through. I believe he spotted the town hall. The peasants are trying to, speed build this town hall here as well. Are we going to get a scout tower going? Lich is going to come back across here, and here we are. Here we go. There's a Frost Nova damaging all of those units, and with that damage, it is going to be that much more difficult to finish off this town hall. No upgrade to to the Arcane Tower. There goes another Frost Nova. Lich, getting 2 Frost Novas off, but also getting some damage onto some of those onto those ghouls and other units. All right, there's going to be another shot there, but a beautiful deny with, I believe, a Ritual Dagger. Peasants trying to get in the way here, and now is the Archmage just going to at least launch an attack to stop the healing on the Lich? No, that is not what is happening. Archmage not picking up another scroll of regeneration. We are looking at a tech to tier 3 already. The Death Knight now being trained. There is that slaughterhouse. The Lich is pretty much just wandering around here, and this could go sideways very quickly. All right, are we going to see a surround here? No, no surround. Lich able to break free from all of those units and be able to head back. Expo already fully operational. Perhaps a blacksmith will be added. Tech to tier 2 should be started. There's a lumber mill as well. Gold and lumber going to be incredibly important as Inspired needs to play catch up in the tech race. Alright, as the Death Knight pops out, we could be looking at more ghouls making their way out as well. There's the Death Knight, there's the Lich. Water Elemental trying to drop, perhaps to try to clean things up, perhaps put pressure on that slaughterhouse as it's being summoned. But no, it looks like Inspired wanting to put pressure, but not able to do all that much here. There's a lot of ghouls here at the expo as well. No longer do you get the opportunity to call to arms at your expo unless you upgrade it to tier 2. Instead of upgrading the tier 2 here, they upgraded the tier 2 here. Maybe that's something we will see more of. As the game unfolds, are we going to see more and more players try to upgrade their expo so that they also have the ability to call to arms and act as a little bit of additional defense as well? Blacksmith, Scout Tower, no Arcane Vault as of yet. And that's going to be finished being built here. Meanwhile, Lich and Death Knight clearing out some creep camps off to the north, really wanting to get to a higher level. There's an ensnared ghoul, all gift wrapped, water elemental, and well, that should be one dead ghoul. One more shot. Oh wow, beautifully healed up right there at the last moment, as we're still looking at another gift wrapped ghoul here. All right, there is another dark ritual. We're trying to get back some of that mana onto that Lich. There's a beautiful deny by Inspired as well. Both sides still fighting their way through, and we're looking at another low hit point ghoul backing away. All right, Lucifer starting to show his micro skills, pulling back those low hit point ghouls, finishing off some water elementals, and well, perhaps trying to play catch up in the experience race. The Death Knight still sitting at level 1 after all this time. Lich still sitting at level 2. Meanwhile, Archmage, after that initial clearing of some creep camps, still just sitting at level 3. Blacksmith now done, adding in a farm. That's a lot of scout towers here. Are we going into the masonry upgrade? Lumber harvesting first and then masonry. We are going to be getting a large number of towers by Inspired. Almost looks like 2006 human versus undead, when the destroyers were even more powerful and just, well, tried to walk on in and take down all of these bases. Coming back through, Archmage, Army of Footmen. We're looking at, well, Death Knight, a Lich still sitting at level 2, level 1. Obsidian statues are here. Water Elemental trying to put in a little bit of pressure. Are we going to see some damage onto a low hit point ghoul? I believe that ghoul, yes, does get taken out. The Death Coil just a bit late as we're still engaging back here. All right, Footmen. Well, wandering back across here, are we going to see some more deny? Lich now sitting at level 3. Perhaps more Frost Novas will go down. Dual Water Elementals trying to do a little bit of poking apart as the Destroyer upgrades now completed. Destroyer is going to easily turn back around, Devour Magic, and with that Devour Magic, be able to easily finish off those Water Elementals. Right, we are going to be transitioning into... okay, this is a lumber mill, so odd position for a lumber mill here. Lumber mill should actually be placed down to the south side. We are looking at some arcane towers, water elementals trying to fire some attack back, farms being placed down to try and protect any sort of ghoul swarm. But remember, ghouls are significantly weaker than in the past. Only one workshop here, as the Archmage has no real way of getting inside. All right, we're going to go to an engagement here. That is going to be triple towers trying to put in pressure. We see the masonry upgrades, also a lot of repairs. Destroyers are trying to shoot things down here as the ghouls are actually in position. All right, repairs. One guard tower already down. Are we going to see a destroyer get taken out here? One destroyer down to 0 hit points, easily finished off. Meanwhile, Archmage down to 134 hit points. Has to be careful. Mountain King is across here. Footman going to try and engage as well, as the Mountain King perhaps, well, should be the one in the battle more than the Archmage. Mountain King going to be coming back around 42 supply compared to 48. Inspired still looking strong, getting some additional guard towers set up. A second lumber mill was placed down, I guess more to protect that front door from being able to get swarmed out. but that really doesn't make sense there. Perhaps an arcane vault or a workshop would have been better positioned. Alright, so far we're looking at no upgrades. Mountain King does, well, now using Boots of Speed, a bit of Scroll of Regeneration to heal up. We don't see any Arcane Sanctums here as the peasants, well, getting back to work and relaying down all of the necessary framework. Alright, well, easy Giant Sea Turtle getting finished off here. Level 3, level 2. Going up against a level 3, level 1. Mountain King still needs a bit more experience before it can go toe-to-toe in those upcoming fights. Perhaps bring in some Thunderclap to stop some of those swarming ghouls. Coming back around, Water Elemental getting cleaned up. Mountain King does get to level 2. Death Knight getting closer to level 3 though. And with that, level 3 finishing off these Reef Elementals and Enraged Elementals means access to level 2 Death Coil and, well, a nasty 1-2 combination that, well, most human players have been on the receiving end of. Death Coil and Frost Nova. Dark Ranger as the third and final hero. That silence so powerful and its duration seemingly so long. Fog of War, yeah, a bunch of shadow melded units here as the Dark Ranger and Destroyers. Are they going to catch sight of this? There's a flying machine, and it, while inspired, actually feeling safe enough to go after this Gargantuan Sea Turtle creep camp, even though that his opponent is right off to the side, going perhaps after another powerful consumable item. Where is the Mountain King? I don't see him anywhere. Is the Mountain King back at home? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Staff of Teleportation inbound. Alright. Didn't see him earlier. Mountain King now with the Potion of Greater Mana and a Potion of Greater Healing. Archmage and now with the Staff of Sanctuary. We could be going into an engagement here. Scroll of Town Portal quickly just trying to get away here. One low hit point Footman quickly gets Frost Nova'd and finished off. 50 supply compared to Inspired's 68. We are looking at level 1 Masonry upgrades, getting up some Knights. Paladin now getting in some training as well. Knights do not have the Animal War training as of yet. Should be getting that momentarily as Lumber, well, is starting to free up a bit. Alright, low hit point unit there. Paladin still sitting at level 1. We're going to be looking at a potential engagement. Webbed down here. Knights could try and engage, and, well, remember, the Knights no longer automatically have Sundering Blades. That's going to be a problem. Another Knight gets cleaned up. 50 supply compared to 71. Fly Machines want to come around the other side here. There's a Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend. Webbing now coming onto those Fly Machines as both sides are fighting their way through. Obsidian Statues, Destroyers trying to engage. It looks like one Destroyer quickly going to get taken out. Paladin, Archmage could be in trouble. Holy Light, no Holy Light there. Was it on cooldown? No, it was not. And, well, that is the problem. No longer having that big bit of damage. All right, Potion of Vulnerability on the Lich. That will be able to stay alive. Both sides still fighting their way through. There's a Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight does have a Healthstone, though. Should be able to easily use it and is forced to use it right there. More web bringing those Fly Machines out of the sky. Knights, well, not able to easily finish off these Crypt Fiends as they do not have the Sundering Blades, and those Obsidian Statues are just working so hard to keep those units alive. Oh, again, Archmage getting, well, healed up or trained up at the Tavern. Going to be joining back in on this fight here. Paladin sitting at level 1. Silence on the Paladin. Perhaps that was the reason why we didn't see the Holy Light earlier. But the Paladin now diving into a tough spot. Level 4 now on the Archmage. I would have thought that the Archmage would have gotten a Holy Light and then staffed the Sanctuary to that Paladin out. Alright, little bit of missteps here left and right as peasants are now falling as well. 55 supply compared to 47. The Squadron of Flying Machines unable to do anything as the Archmage finally sends back a low hit point unit to get a bit of hit points. Paladin will resurrect quickly. That shouldn't be a problem. The question is, will this Expo be able to hold as the Animal War training now looking to increase the hit points on all of those low hit point Knights? Paladin now out on the battlefield here. Are we going to see some more Holy Light? Perhaps another Staff of Sanctuary. No, only one Staff of Sanctuary there as we get some repairs coming across from peasants here. Oh my goodness. allergy season, I guess. All right, Fly Machines getting ready to engage. They do have the Bombard upgrade, and that is going to put some pressure down onto those units. We can see also some Crypt Fiends getting taken down. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? Yes, we are. Staff of Sanctuary saving a unit there, as Inspired now trying to get in front and take down those Crypt Fiends before they are able to, before they get saved here. All right, still no Death Coils to save those low hit point units. Knights are still bringing in the charge here, trying to chase after all these units again, as the Fly Machines could just be going after those destroyers. A little bit more webbing down again. Another Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend, Death Knight, Death Coil, another split-second delay there. And, well, trying to airmail it, the Death Coil, day late and dollar short. Death Knight now up to level 4 movement speed and better regeneration as the Obsidian statues are falling, but Abominations are still out on the battlefield. Nothing to really counter them as the Mountain King falls at level 3. Paladin shows up to the party, wonders what he missed, couldn't get a Holy Light off. Knight now trying to retreat back again, as we see the Necropolis getting pressured by a Flying Machine here. That Expo has been scouted out. Mountain King back out onto the battlefield. 56 supply compared to 41. Well, Death Knight, Dark Ranger, Lich, 4-4-3 going up against 4-3-1. And that Paladin does have a potion of invulnerability, going to be forced to use it here. Stormbolt onto the Abomination. Holy Light trying to save that Mountain King. Mountain King doesn't have that much mana, does have a potion of greater healing, still trying to get away, and off to the races once more. Mountain King in a double back around. Meanwhile, the Archmage shows up here trying to go after the Abominations. Remember, Archmage does have that Orb of Fire, and with that Orb of Fire does greatly reduce the amount of healing here. Knights trying to catch up. One more shot from those Knights should be able to finish it off, and it does get taken out. All right, Knights retreating back again. Low hit point Obsidian statues, low hit point Crypt Fiends. Are we going to see a Stormbolt onto the Crypt Fiend? Yes, we are. That is going to be a dead Crypt Fiend here in just a moment. A little bit more damage. Death Knight not even bothering to save that target there, as the Paladin has another Holy Light in the chamber just in case. Archmage now a little bit overhealed. Mountain King now trying to retreat back. Knight still going after these targets here as the Water Elemental returns back into a giant puddle. Are we going to see a Holy Light onto that Knight? No, we are not. No Staff of Sanctuary. Archmage was just a little bit shy, going instead after now that Obsidian statue. Obsidian statue now down to 56 hit points. Knight constantly getting, or Knight's getting in some chasing. And Inspired now, after picking off those lower hit point units in the back, still maintaining that economic advantage, or excuse me, now still maintaining that army size advantage, even though economically, I believe, Lucifer is now getting up to full saturation on this haunted gold mine. Death Knight, Dark Ranger, Lich making their way across. Lich nearing level 5. Meanwhile, Animal War Training is done. We're looking at Siege Engines joining in on the battle. Animal War Training done here. I believe Sundering Blades is done. I can't quite tell. No, there isn't the shiny sparkle on those the blades of the knights. So no Sundering Blades to deal bonus damage to those Crypt Fiends. Maybe just better to just get Steel Forged Swords, also effective against the Abominations too. Alright. Holy Light trying to save. Paladin inching forward. Scroll of Regeneration wasn't on the Paladin. We're looking at a little bit of pressure coming across here. Water Elemental, Siege Engine wants to get in some damage, and here we are. Death Coil, Frost Nova straight up onto a Knight. Low hit point, Crypt Fiend gonna fall. That will give level 2 to the Paladin. Paladin currently silenced. We should be going for a Divine Shield here in just a second. Devotion Aura already provided by that Archmage, so not as big of a jump. Alright, both sides still pushing their way through. Another Crypt Fiend gonna fall. One Crypt Fiend down, another Crypt Fiend gonna fall. Mountain King gets up to level 4, could be in trouble. Potion of Greater Healing used in time, as the Knights are still looking to go after those targets. Paladin needs the Holy Light up that Mountain King, trying to save him. Another Staff of Sanctuary. Dark Ranger, there's a Stormbolt onto the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger ends up falling at level 3 as the Mountain King trying to retreat back. Are we gonna get a Holy Light? No, we are not. Mountain King falls at level 4. That gives level 5 to the Lich, and now level 5 on that Lich could mean some easy damage here, as Fly Machines now finally having some targets against some additional destroyers trying to engage here. Water Elementals getting devoured magic, and well, some damage going back around every which way. Fly Machines still looking to engage here. A little bit of that splash damage, finishing off some of those ground Water Elementals as they're going to turn back around, try to hit off the destroyers, but the destroyers, well, regenerating hit points and mana, and now going to clean up these Knights. All right, one knight down. All of the another knight can be easily finished off here. Acolytes trying to, well, keep this Nerubian tower up. Is this one Nerubian tower going to be able to do much? Stop this siege engine. Siege engine trying to take down this Nerubian tower will get the job done, and now looking to back away. Archmage, is he going to Staff of Sanctuary that siege engine? No, he is not. Scroll of Regeneration, healing up the Paladin and the Mountain King. Paladin using that Divine Shield a little bit aggressively there. Stormbolt finding a Lich. Are we going to see a little bit of fighting? The Destroyer could get bursted down. Yes, does end up getting bursted down. Level 3 now on the Paladin, and that's going to change the outcome. Paladin suddenly with a larger hit point healed. You're going to find a Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight, is he going to get surrounded here? Abomination is trying to get in position, and the Death Knight able to find a way through, but the Destroyer flying through the flying machines ends up easily getting taken out again. 35 supply compared to 57. Lucifer has not really been able to hit his stride. Still low on lumber, still sitting on plenty of gold, but should be closer to 50 supply, if not there, in order to, well, combat against the army. Main gold mines. Here, well, about a minute left of mining, and that is going to be the end of that. The Expo down to the south also only about a minute and a half of mining, so both players are going to be running out of places to gather gold here. This Expo about to get taken out. Repairs are underway. Meanwhile, off here, well, Lich, Dark Ranger, Death Knight. This could spell potential trouble. Are we going to see a Dark Ranger? Yes, in a little bit of trouble. There's I believe, a Bash and a Stormbolt. Lich able to, or excuse me, Death Knight able to get a Death Coil off, and the Dark Ranger able to back up. Both sides still continuing to fight. Flying Machine trying to shoot down that Goblin Zeppelin. Goblin Zeppelin, however, did its job already, as both sides continuing to engage here. All right, Staff of Sanctuary saving a low hit point Knight here. Do we see another Staff? Yes, Mountain King going to save the other Knight, and a Knight save is a Knight, well, experience denied, and a Knight, well, earned? Is it earned? Penny saved is a penny earned, but in this particular instance, keeping those knights alive means you're keeping experience away from that Death Knight, Lich, and Dark Ranger while keeping them on the board. So yes, big saves there. Water Elementals getting summoned up. We could be looking at a Stormbolt onto the Lich. Lich going to get surrounded once more. Flying Machines going after, well, no, excuse me. Obsidian statues quickly getting cleaned up. Knights now coming back out onto the battlefield. Mountain King trying to retreat back away. Is he going to finish off some of those units? Just could easily finish off one ghoul already down. Mountain King could be in trouble. There's a holy eye. We're going to see a Staff of Sanctuary. No, we are not. I thought Archmage may try to send him back home. Mountain King ends up falling. Dark Ranger also falls as well. So the Dark Ranger and the Mountain King both falling fairly consistently, as the Flying Machines could continue to bombard. 72 supply compared to 42. Paladin, Knights, there's some more Dark Rituals trying to finish off some of those targets. There's a Holy Light blasting down another ghoul, as this Expo, well, is going to start to get picked apart. Only 30 seconds left of mine, or 3 seconds left of mining here at that. Mountain King now back out, and it is looking like Lucifer's, well, 300 gold in the bank is all that he has left. An Abomination going to try and finish off this Water Elemental here. This Expo is gone. This Expo, this gold mine is gone. And I wonder if Inspired realizes he's no longer mining any gold at either of his two bases. Surround onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now looking to get away here. Lich could now be the one in problem. However, Mountain King doesn't have enough for a Stormbolt just quite yet. Does have Boots of Speed. Gonna find an Abomination instead. There's a Dark Ritual there. Mountain King could try and come back across, get a Stormbolt onto one of these units, and then perhaps get a potential surround. The Knights are not moving fast enough at all to catch up to that Death Knight and that Lich. Their movement speed, well, simply not enough, as the siege engines are now putting pressure onto the Altar of Darkness. Here we are, here we go. Both sides are going to engage here. Ghouls are coming back across. Stormbolt onto the Lich. Lich is going to get surrounded. Archmage does get an Orb of Fire attack off in time to make it difficult, as the Lich is trying to get away in time. Does not get away. The Scroll of Town Portal does not whisk away the Lich in time, and that is going to be the game. Lucifer, unable to mine anymore down to the south, ends up unable to recover the economic disparity. Inspired had 4,000 more gold mined, even though lost 4,000 more gold to upkeep. A drastic difference. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.